Welcome back for the karmic third party read. Now, I have pulled the cards and we are going to take a look at the overall energy. Really interesting frequency, and I'm getting two stories coming through with this weekly update. One set I'm getting is to do with a karmic third party really having regrets to do with the past situation. This could be if they are in the current relationship with the individual. They could be looking back to a previous individual they were connected to and having some grave regrets. The second message I'm getting um, can be those that are already in separation are wanting to get back into the connection, and it can be almost like a return of the max situation. But definitely, we're going to get into this read, and it is looking regretful. It's very, how would I put it? It's almost like a calm before the storm. This directly can be impacting the karmic third parties. Now, the crowning energy is wild. I'm really getting a frequency of Mars energy coming through with this. And it's almost like their passion has been dimmed with the circumstance. Maybe trying to keep cool in dealing with the circumstance, keeping it under wraps. But again, it is a number 6 energy. This can be starting to impact their wellness. It also could be this frequency where the individual is feeling like they're in victim consciousness, what they get versus, what they thought a situation was going to be versus what it ended up being. So there is this distaste with regrets and a feeling that a tower moment is pending. I do feel they're trying to gain clarity on this, and I do feel it's something that they've been thinking about for a while, especially with the lantern. And so they're temporarily creating a halt and trying to not react to a circumstance because of the fact that maybe they're needing to gain clarity of the past. Now, in the past position, this could have been an individual that they had been unable to reunite with, or that they're not feeling it's what it was supposed to be. So, if this is a relationship where they're together, it might have been they wanted to get married. It could have been that they were married. But the way they saw this connection coming about, um, some of them could feel, hey, I never thought I'd achieve this far. Others thought, I'm really feeling as though it hasn't come about the way they were hoping for it. There's something amiss here. There's something amiss with the passion. There's something amiss with the connection. There is temptation here. Now, this also can be that the individual involved in this karmic relationship is very fretful of the twin flame joint connection, very intimidated about it. For some of these individuals, they may know who the other party is. This could be the feminine or the masculine, and it feels as though they're aware of who these individuals are. And, it's really getting up in their heads. I'm seeing the blue coming through with the temptation, and it feels very psychological in nature. This can directly impact their behavior patterns, and it can be causing some conflict for those that are within the connection, but also within their own personal lives. Regardless of whether they're out of the connection, about to experience that. And they're having a tower moment, so to speak. So it's an internal combustion. It's a cycle. We're seeing all these, I'm seeing numbers of 6, numbers of 10, but it's all to do with the connection at the moment, and it's coming full circle. They're very much, all these cards are really looking to the past on this top row, or they're in the hangman position. So there's a lot of reflection here. There's a lot of almost like a freak out frequency where they're feeling as though something's pending, to go down in this circumstance. We are going to come back to this after we sum up the read and go deeper into a clarifier. Now, on the bottom row, self-sabotage. Yeah, this is regret, especially for those that knew of the other individual that was connected to twin. Again, I make reference to the joint connection, the spiritual connection between both individuals, potentially even knowing that maybe it was in and out or the energy was lingering around. They really do look over their shoulders quite a bit. They're a little bit, from a realistic point of view, feeling as though the twin flame path is a haunting. So it's looking over the shoulder. It's wondering when this situation is going to reignite. Um, and they sort of feel cross at themselves for getting into a circumstance where there was unfinished business with another individual. These individuals are really feeling as though they would have been better off to stay in their own lane. Some of them are also feeling from the spiritual path that it's time for them to go their separate ways. I see a lot of nurturing inside them. It's disillusionment, but it's also acceptance. I feel that they've had a long time to change this circumstance. They've had the writing on the wall, but they haven't listened. I also do feel some, maybe if there is a large element of codependency within the connection, and there's sort of like joint assets, joint situations. For some, there could be children. Whatever this is, they're kind of like, gee, I've really made a mess of this. Now I've got to somehow untangle myself of this situation. They do feel the circumstance isn't fair. For some, especially if they did end up, how do I explain it? They're showing me if they'd left a relationship to get into this relationship, potentially if there was a delay and it was to do with divorce or anything to that degree, it was almost like universe was giving them a window to rectify their direction. And within that window, I'm feeling it's reached that closer point for some, not all. And it's looking as though they're very regretful of the choices, but there's something a bit unjust about this circumstance. So it can get a little bit messy. This can be a time in which they're having to accept what certain things are. Yeah, it's almost like, although they would love to go to the past and do things differently, they're in complete acknowledgement of the fact that even if they were to do such, it's too late now because this is where they stand. We're going to go back up to this row, and I'm going to dig deeper into the circumstance of this past tense situation. I'm hearing the term dicey. Yeah, two's party, three's the crowd. They were aware of it. Some friends also could have tipped them off on this. This could have been friends really saying, are you really sure about this? For some, this could have been 3 times they broke up. Yeah, there could have been a betrayal in this connection. This could have been an in and out situation. They could have been intuitively aware that the individual they were involved with was very spiritually connected to the joint connection. Yeah, this has never been over. They've really instinctually been aware of such. For some, they may have become involved in trying to block this union. This person may have come in and cut somebody's lunch. Yeah, there's unfinished business here, so there's a lot of sadness to do with this. For some, they're also realizing that this was always going to be a very temporary thing, and even if it did turn out to a longer term thing, I do feel there's been a lot of conflict in this connection. I am also seeing for a pocket group, they are connected to another individual secretly. Okay. Yeah, there's supposed to be a lesson that's being wrapped up here. For some, there could be an individual that is working. This could have been a workplace situation. Yeah, for some, it was to do with finances. I do feel the blessings are going to the twin flame path. This individual does want to bring this situation back. Yeah, there is a tower moment here within the connection. For some, there could have been a tower moment because of a reconciliation. Some are presuming that if they do follow this through, even with their higher wisdom, again, in the back of their mind, it's almost those white lies we tell ourselves. If I have a baby, I'll be safe. If I get married, I'll be safe. If I'm related, I'll be safe. It's all of those situational shifts we say to oneself. These individuals do have the higher wisdom. They do know to go in where angels fear to tread is, a bit of an iffy, dicey situation. I still feel because of their ego involvement, they're going in where angels fear to tread. Inevitably, I do see a physical tower occurring because there are blockages here. It's a little bit like looking at a chart and you see the pitfalls in it. There could be squares, there could be conjunctions, there could be malefic planets involved. Spiritually, I'm saying in this situation, if they are going to push against the grain, it just becomes more karmic and it does become more messy. And I do see this as resulting in a tower moment as the outcome. The individual that was involved with them is walking in a separate direction. And something that is going down is non-reversible. That's really what they're showing me. They're also making reference to the fact whenever I get a particular card, it reminds me of Christmas and Christmas in July. So the reference point they're saying is they've been lucky to make it this far. There were inklings and signs of cracks in the foundation in December. It's only now that we're reaching 2024 that I physically see shake-ups happening. I don't know. I keep getting eclipse. I don't know why I keep getting eclipse. I'm going to check. Okay. This could be a time point previous tense they're referencing, or it could be something future tense. The next eclipse we have is going to be March the 25th, 2024 in the House of Libra. Now, the previous eclipse we had, let's take a look. Okay, it was in Taurus. Yeah, this is, shaking foundations. I would say between the first 2 weeks of February, it can physically feel like an eclipse. Because of the fact that Uranus and Taurus is going direct. But what I'm seeing here from the cards, it really does feel like an eclipse. I just keep hearing a total eclipse of the heart. So this is a previous situation that they've held on to. Really felt as though, they've lost the heat and the spark and the passion, really trying to attempt not to react, keeping things, preventing, almost like the prevention of light. Could they be hiding something? Definitely, I do feel from this read there's a possibility. I do feel, however, whatever this is, it's going to be quite karmic in nature. They may be delaying to work out what to do from here on. And there is this sort of like very dull vibration of depression kind of oozing through in this read. But definitely something's coming out into the open. Some of them have heard, especially for those that did reconcile within the twin flame path, these individuals are directly looking and wanting to reconcile. Those that are in a karmic relationship currently, I'm also getting that it's a connection that's really breaking down. A lot of jealousy being projected in towards divine feminine and masculine, and really feeling like the odd guy out. I do feel these individuals aren't going to stop. It doesn't mean that they're going to be successful, but I really do feel this week in the mix could be a little bit of a shit show. Come and join us weekly. Yes, we do cover these. You also could join our YouTube membership where we do have these pre-released weekly.